Good to see you, Carl. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, and Super Bowl 50 runner-up Brad Nortman.
Yeah, Kyle, not just your day, your week, but the whole Packers season was altered because of that middle finger. Going into the game, if the Packers won, 80% chance to make the playoffs, sitting in 7-3, they're looking pretty good. If they would have lost, given the tiebreakers, given the record, it would have gone down to a 40% chance. 40% swing on the finger of Carl Brooks. Look, it was a game that it was a little bit clunky for the Packers and revealed all the things that continue to haunt them, that continue to prevent them from putting teams away, dominating bad teams, and winning good games. But in the end, the Bears are going to be the Bears. They're going to find new ways to lose. I give credit for that game-winning drive, Jordan Love going down the field, doing whatever it took, whether that be throwing the ball to Christian Watson or running it in himself, did everything needed for the Packers to go ahead and get that win. So you never apologize for a win, but boy, oh boy, closer than I ever imagined.
You know, when I saw David Bakhtiari flip off the Bears fans last year, I didn't know that it would happen again.
Hey.
I did not know it was going to happen
The power
again.
of the middle finger,
I tell you.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Although we're laughing at the Bears, there needs to be a little bit of a look internally right now, especially when it comes to the Green Bay Packers, because the record is 7-3, and ultimately that is a good thing, but that's not the ultimate goal. The goal isn't just to be 7-3. The goal is to be growing right now at Week 11, heading into Week 12. Next thing you know, you're Week 18, right? There's like 6-7 weeks left. You get 7 games left. We talked about the 8 games after the bye. Do you feel good about this team at 7-3? Like, I'm happy they won, and I'm happy to celebrate the win, but part of me is very, very nervous about the way that this team is coming together.
When it comes to this team, I totally agree with you, Ben. I'm happy they won. Anytime the Packers beat the Bears, boy, it makes for a nice Sunday, doesn't it? But my question to you guys, my question to KBN Nation is, what standard are we holding this team to? Are we holding this team to the same standard we held them to last year, where it's like, hey, let's just go and compete. Let's go and try to make the playoffs. Let's make a little bit of noise. Let's see our guys grow and develop. If that's the standard you hold the Packers to, then you feel really good about 7-3. You feel really good about this team and all the things that have plagued them, be darned. But if you want to hold them to a championship standard, if you want to hold them to a standard to make a deep run in the playoffs, you don't feel great about this 7-3. This 7-3 team, which you never apologize for having that good of a record, but they haven't been able to take significant step forwards in finding offensive rhythm, any sort of pass rush, the ability to get stops when it matters. There's just too many things that are going on, particularly against an objectively bad team in the Bears. The Bears are objectively bad, and it came down to the last play. So even though the Packers are 7-3, they're going to make the playoffs, and I think they're going to make some noise. They still have a long way to go. So part of me looks at the 7-3 team and says, I don't feel good about what I've seen over the last 10 games. But that leaves a lot of meat on the bone, because if they clean some things up and they catch fire, they can beat anybody. But the last 10 games, I don't watch it and walk away from most games feeling really good about how the Packers have played.
Yeah, it's a football team that hasn't found themselves. It's clear to us is that they have not found a consistency. They haven't been able to put together full football games. I think the Cardinals game is the only time they put together a full performance where they were great on offense and great on defense. We are yet to see this team really be consistent, and that's why we're all sitting here just left with wanting more, right? We're all kind of baffled at the fact that they just consistently seem disjointed this year. They just haven't been able to get it going. Whether you're looking at the fact that yesterday, if it wasn't for Christian Watson, I don't know where this team would be. Dobbs didn't do too much. Kraft didn't do anything. Wicks didn't do anything. Jaden Reed had one catch, and that was on that penalty where they had a free play. Really didn't do too much after that. You just seem confused about exactly what this identity is and how they're going to consistently compete against better teams. The one good thing the Packers have going for them is the fact that the rest of the NFC, you don't know what you're going to get. You got a 49ers team that is struggling right now. You got a Vikings team with a quarterback that you don't believe in as well. And then when you look at over there with the Eagles, you think the Eagles are going to be good.
They've won 6 straight games.
But they need to also prove that they are back, right?
I think the last 6 games they've done a really good job, in my opinion, proving they're back. The biggest thing is, like, again, I think you just take the Eagles and you take the Lions, and you can put the Vikings in there as well. I don't believe in the Vikings still. Yes, they did beat the Tennessee Titans 24-13, something like that. But the Lions are now the Super Bowl favorite ahead of the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Lions continue to show week in, week out who they are. And that's what if we're going to be talking about the Green Bay Packers, isn't that what you want to be talking about with the Green Bay Packers, is how to be like a team that's in your division, that is the Super Bowl favorite, the team that's likely going to win the division, right? You need to be building to be like that. And you mentioned it. You walk away each game and you can be happy for the win. And if you want to be happy at 7-3, you can be happy. But if you want to really have an idea if this team can do something long term, I don't feel great about their chances right now. 800-990-3776. Do you feel good about the Green Bay Packers at 7-3? Do you feel good about them? Josh and Kenosha, 800-990-3776. You're up.
Hey, guys. So I wanted to say that I stood by my absolute zero for the Bears winning. Couple things that I haven't heard a whole lot of Packer people talk about is the throw to Watson on, I believe, what was the game-winning touchdown. It's not a catch. Ball's on the ground, guys.
Oh, no.
Oh,
they reviewed it.
They reviewed it. He put his hand under the ball. It can move if his hand is under the ball. It was a catch.
Oh, wow. Our friend here in Kenosha, I guess he's better than the NFL referees in a replay.
I wasn't expecting that for the call. He stood by his absolute zero, but that
wasn't a catch.
I don't know. That was a catch to me. It was a great catch at that. Great catch.
It was a great catch. Shout out to Christian Watson, boy.
Well, again, the Packers wide receivers were due to make a tough catch for a team that is tied for the league in drop passes.
Still had a bad drop pass by Dobbs yesterday. There's a lot of concerning things that the Packers did not rectify and get better at coming out of the bye week, which should be concerning for a lot of us.
800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. We'll continue to get your reaction all day long about this team and where they're heading, because that is most important, is where they're heading. Not where they're at, but where they're heading. You could be happy with 7-3. Like I said, it's a good thing. You're going to make the playoffs, but do you actually believe, with the way they're playing football games, this team can do something, Kyle? You're not Mr. Bullish Green Bay Packer fan.
No.
You're happy they won.
Yeah, but I'm not happy with the result. I said last week is that this football team, it wasn't just about winning. Because when you're coming off of a bye week, you're playing a team that's in disarray like the Chicago Bears. You're supposed to take care of business. The Green Bay Packers did not take care of business. They played with their food and almost lost yesterday. That's the disappointing thing, because I don't come out this game thinking, yes, we're building off some momentum. I come out this game disheartened because I understand that this football team, the way that they are, it gives me no confidence that I'm actually going to be celebrating in February the Lombardi Trophy coming back home. I'm thinking about booking a trip during the Super Bowl week because I know we ain't going to be there at this point. Why am I going to wait if I know the Packers ain't going to get there? They got to show us something, and right now they have not done it. They just showed us they win off that G. They can't win off the fact that they're actually consistent in beating great teams.
It's not a perfect comp, but in Matt LaFleur's first year, they did win 13 games, right? And when they played the San Francisco 49ers, who were a complete team, playing to the level of what the Detroit Lions are, Raheem Mostert ran for 300 yards, and they never really had a chance of winning that NFC Championship game. And I kind of get that feel right now that, yeah, they can compete, but if they go against one of the juggernauts of the NFL right now, this team's not equipped to win long-term in those deep playoff run games.
Well, I still wonder, again, what standard are we holding this team to? The Washington Commanders sit at, 7-3, 7-4, almost the same record. That fan base probably feels really good. They weren't anticipating being in the mix, maybe not even anticipating making the playoffs. They weren't thinking that this was going to be a championship year. So if that's how the Packer fans feel, that's how you feel as a Packer fan, then you look at this and say, we feel good. We're going to make the playoffs again. Maybe we're a couple years away still. But if you want to be a championship level team and have like that gold standard, like that we hold the Lions to, that's what you should be doing. You should be going against inferior opponents and demolishing them. You don't have to beat them like 50 like the Lions did, but you should beat the Bears by double digits. And in the fourth quarter, there shouldn't be a big question mark as to who's going to win.
Basically just being like, hey, I hope this misses so we win. 800-990-3776. John, right away. Ben is right. I wish I was feeling more confident in this team, but I'm not. You see, Grant chimes in here. Green Bay can win a playoff game. It is what it is. A playoff game. Yes, they took care of business. I do want to know, though, if you believe in them long term. Plus, I think, look, fair or unfair, it's not even unfair. It's fair. You're paying Jordan Love a certain amount of money, and you're in the second half of a season in which we know what he's capable of. I'm not going to hold him to the standard of playing as well as he did the last 10 games of the season last year. But this team, it seems to me, with how flawed they are defensively in some spots, they're only going to go as far as Jordan Love takes them. So 800-990-3776. Do you trust Jordan Love to fix these decision-making INTs? Because, again, it was the right decision yesterday. He's worried about decision-making, but then he sailed Tucker Kraft at a 7'6" taco fall. Couldn't have caught that one, even if with a 10-foot wingspan. So I really want to know, do you believe in Jordan Love to fix his problem of giving the ball to the other team? Because they will only go as far as he takes them. 800-990-3776. We get our reaction, your reaction all day long until 5 o'clock. It's Kyle Brust-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Brust-Nortman.
Dick Van Dyke, real quick, on the cha-cha slide ACL, says she was carried out by all 5 of us. 5 people?
That's a big girl. That's a big girl. Yeah, that's a big girl who did cha-cha.
Stop it, Kyle.
What you mean? 5 of them had to carry. That's a big girl. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game. So that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry
Are you guys being serious?
turnovers.
You guys can't put two.
I got it. I did not get it when you first
They don't
said
call
it.
themselves Racine Danish
I'm
turnover.
sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.
Process was easy. It really, truly was. And the individuals that work at Mentality, very helpful, very respectful. It was an easy out. You go in a week after, they give you the results right away. And once you find that you're able to do it, just that thought, the energy already picked up a little bit. Most of it could have been mentally wise, but knowing that, hey, I get to start this, it was incredible.
Learn more today at LoTUSA.com.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette Recap, I'm Ashton Rotman. Led by another huge performance from Cam Jones, the Golden Eagles proved their mettle in a back-and-forth contest against Maryland.
Cam Jones open three. Good again. Good again. And good again for Cam Jones. He's at the 22. And Marquette has the 1-point lead. Man, he's good.
He'd get up to 28 points in the game. Cam Jones and the Golden Eagles beating Maryland on the road 78-74. Marquette back in action Tuesday night at home, taking on Purdue. That one tips off at 8 p.m.
Help protect your team with slam dunk coverage. Saganiac Planning can coach you on ways to save money on medical and specialty plans through United Healthcare, one of the largest provider networks in Wisconsin. Call John Saganiac Jr., 262-783-6161, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or its affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Wisconsin.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're looking for a truly unique luxury SUV, look no further than the new Range Rover Sport at Land Rover Waukesha.
The new Range Rover Sport SUV provides power, performance, sporting luxury, and all the latest technology and connectivity you want, plus the most luxurious ride.
And now is a great time to get an offer like this.
Get 3.9% special APR financing for up to 48 months on a new 2024 Range Rover Sport at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
What doesn't kill you makes you strong.
We knew this is the National Football League. You got to come with your best every week in order to come away with a win. It's always hard to win on the road. They were 4-1 at home, so I figured this was going to be a 4-quarter battle, and that's exactly what it was. It took all 60 minutes, and thankfully we made a play at the end of the game.
That was Matt LaFleur post-game, courtesy of Packers.com. And like you said, it's the National Football League. You don't apologize for victories because it is a Victory Monday brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. With delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian, Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. And also, please help me answer the question about Jordan Love. Do you trust that he will be able to fix his INT problem? 800-990-3776. What say you, Mr. Nortman?
Oh, yeah. He's going to be able to fix it. Honestly,
so confident.
Oh, yeah. Walking away from this game, guys, it's the best I've felt about Jordan Love all year.
Oh, wow.
All year. He's clearly healthy. He looked like he had no problem, no hesitancy running on that groin, running on that knee.
Like that.
He was active in the pocket.
Don't take the hit, though, buddy.
Don't take the hit. I agree with that. But even when he was not 100%, right, with the groin or the knee, in the pocket, he didn't have that, that flick. He didn't have that sort of, loose feet and just being able to navigate the pocket to buy himself time and then be able to just fling it 20 yards down the field. I believe he was 8 for 8 on 10-yard plus passes with 150 yards. So he was seeing the field, down the field, and completing those passes. So he looked good. He was 13 of 17. 4 incompletions, right? One of those was a drop. One of those was a bad interception, right? Bad throw of the game. And that was bad with a capital B. At least one other one was a throwaway to avoid a sack and an interception. So I'm okay with that. And I don't remember what the other one was. But basically 16 of 17. If you assume that the other one was a decent throw, just one horrible throw. So he's slightly dialing it in each week, less interceptions, less mistakes, and he is slowly becoming the guy that the Packers need him to be. He will be the one thing that keeps this team in playoff contention. If he plays well, if he catches fire, this team can roll. But we can't rely on the defense, can't rely on much else.
But you're not saying if he catches fire. You think, by the sounds of it, you think he's going to catch fire. But ultimately, when you say, the one interception, it still is a problem.
It was a bad interception in the red zone.
That's still
bad.
8 consecutive games?
Yes. 8 consecutive games with an interception.
I agree with you. I walked away feeling good about him, but there still was the bugaboo that we've all been watching.
Yeah, the bugaboo was definitely there. And for me, I'm not overall at the place that you are, Brad. I feel confident in him. I thought he was going to turn around regardless. In this game, what I felt was he took a step in the right direction overall for where he's going to be. This was not his best game, Brad. His best game was against the Arizona Cardinals. We know that was his best game so far. But based off the way he has performed lately, it was nice to see him be more composed and be more consistent. But more importantly, I know he was being more mindful of not trying to turn the ball over. Something I noticed when he threw that interception, Jordan Love all the time. Every single time he makes a mistake, he rarely shows emotion. He'll throw an interception, he'll try to act like he's going to make a tackle, he'll go on the sideline, he'll just look chill. After he threw that interception, he put his hands on his head because he was distraught, but it's oh no, what happened? I'm not trying to do that. So I know he's very mindful of that. So what I'm most interested in, I'm interested in seeing a Jordan Love who understands what he needs to clean up, where he needs to be better. He's actually thinking about, I can't turn this ball over. We're used to him just out there letting it rip. Since Matt LaFleur last year said, let it rip, he's just been out there mindless. Even this year, he's been mindless, throwing interceptions, multi-interception games. But seeing him actually be more mindful of the fact that he needs to be better at decision-making, he needs to protect the ball. You talked about the throwaway that he had. He's being very mindful of that. And we all know in sports, you can overthink yourself into trouble. And
that's the only thing I'm worried about with what you're talking about. And I agree, you could tell he's being more mindful. But when you start thinking too much about not making a mistake is when you make a mistake.
And so he's still in the developmental stage. And so I'm very interested to see how is he going to continue to get better, right? Is he going to get upset after he throws an interception dang it, I did it again if he throws one next week against the 49ers? And so my whole thing is this, is that I hope that Jordan Love sees this as an opportunity to take steps in the right direction and eventually gets back to let it loose, play free Jordan Love, because the Packers are not going to have a chance to go to where they are going to be, where they want to go, if he does not play loose. If he's overthinking it, he ain't going to be the great Jordan Love that we know he can be.
Here's how I want to get a pulse on this. Obviously from you, 800-990-3776. Do you trust Jordan Love to fix his interception issues? But Strofe, I think we should just poll right now. Will Jordan Love throw an interception against San Francisco?
Ooh.
That will give us an idea of people's belief in him to stop turning the ball over. It's that simple.
That's a fascinating question. On any, and they're a pretty good defense. Listen, I think holistically he will. I'm going to say no. He's going to stop it in this game.
Oh, you sound really convincing.
He's going to, how about this?
He don't believe it. All this stuttering you doing, Brad.
He's going to stop the interception streak where it started. It started with the 49ers. He had an interception every single game since then. It's going to stop here. Jordan Love, we can all agree that of his 17 pass attempts, that there was one really bad throw. You can clean up one really bad throw. It's the quarterbacks that you look at and you're like, the dude never throws it accurately. He's not making the right read. He's not buying time. He's not doing the things that you ask of a quarterback. Jordan Love is the quarterback we all want 95% of the time. 95. He just needs to clean up the last 5%. That's what's keeping him from being above average quarterback, well above average, to being the elite quarterback we know him to be. He's right there. All he needs to do is tip it over a little bit further, and I saw strides in that against the Bears. A little bit smarter of decision making.
All right, Brad. I don't know if I'm buying what you're selling. 800-990-3776. Doug in Kenosha, do you believe that Jordan Love will fix his interception issue?
Yes, I'm not worried about Love at all, and I agree. I don't think he's going to have an interception against San Francisco, and he's played really good. He's had some stupid interceptions. That's going to happen. I mean, you got the ball 100% of the time. I mean, what do you expect? Rodgers was very conservative with that stuff. Favre wasn't. Love is doing what he's got to do. My problem is, why didn't I listened to all the analysts all week? Chicago got a new offensive coordinator. They all said, guess what's going to happen? Caleb Williams going to throw little passes, little 5-yard, 10-yard. Why did we never jump the route? Every single pass was 9 yards, 8 yards. There was nobody. There should have been 2 or 3 interceptions on the defense from us.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, Doug. 800-990-3776. And I think part of what you're saying as well goes into the reason why I know he's not worried. He's just saying, oh, no, like, yeah, he's going to do his due. Like, he's different than Rodgers. Yeah, but, like, he's got 11 interceptions on the year. Right? He's on pace right now for, like, the 20 number. That's a bad number. More like 18, but if he throws double digits in a game, he'll be on pace for the 20 number. That's not good. That's not okay, because you're literally giving the Bears an opportunity last week to score before half, get the ball back, and that was a key, crucial moment for him to turn over. That's why it's an issue. You know why? For exactly the reason that you said. If you don't trust the defense, you can't be having Jordan Love turn the ball over, because if the Bears can move the ball like they did in a dink and dunk sort of way, he did a couple good passes, basically Rome Odunze letting him make a play late. We have a lot of questions on this defense. At least I come away with questions about the pass rush. So why are we not thinking about Jordan Love more? Because it all comes back to him, because he's shown you that he cannot turn the ball over and the team be good. At what point over the last 5 years be like, oh yeah, we can trust the defense? That's not a conversation we've had.
Yeah, it's not a conversation we had, and we've grown accustomed to not having it. I think you're absolutely right. This season, it hinges on the success of Jordan Love, the arm of Jordan Love, the decision-making of Jordan Love. And so that's why Brad feels so confident moving forward, is because of the fact that he thinks Jordan Love is going to take that next step. I feel confident because I feel Jordan Love is going to be more like the guy he was to end the year than the guy he was to start the season this year. And so for me overall, I believe that Jordan Love is going to be the reason why the Packers go where they're going to go. So whether that's to a Super Bowl, whether that's to the divisional round, or whether it's to the wild card round, it all is going to be about how well Jordan Love performs when it matters the most.
And I don't expect Jordan Love to return for a long period of time to who he was at the end of the season last year. I mean, that was a stretch that some of the best quarterbacks of all time haven't had a stretch like that before. But he'll be closer to that than what he is right now. I firmly believe that. And this is part of developing as a quarterback, right? I know everyone's saying, oh, it's his 5th year in the NFL, 2nd year starting. When are we finally going to, not be so easy on Jordan Love? Well, look, his tenure as a quarterback has been made up of like phases, right? The struggling, getting comfortable phase. That was the first part of last year. And then it was I found rhythm, I'm uncorking it, growing his confidence, being a weapon. He entered this season doing that too much, right? He has to know his own limits. So he's going through the painful process of learning his limits and learning when I should and shouldn't try to throw the needle versus throwing it away. It's a learning process. I'd rather him go through this now of figuring out what my boundaries are the first half of the year, second half of the year, dial it back in. He's getting better as a quarterback. His decision-making is getting better. I expect to see the fruit of that as the year goes on.
Dave from Aaron chimes in and says, I think Love will start cooking closer to the playoffs, and that is where we need him to cook. I mean, again, I hear you.
That's too late.
But you need to see it happening now leading up to the playoffs, and especially because you're in the 6th spot right now. This really helped their playoff chances by not losing that game. And he says he's curious how the Vikings and Lions play against the Bears. And I don't want to do that. The worst thing you can do for your team is fall into hey, we barely beat this team. What are they doing? You need to focus on 1265 and 1265 right now alone.
That's Dave and Aaron. Yeah. Let me tell you something, Dave. The Lions going to smack the hell out the Bears. I'm going to tell you that right now. The Lions are going to destroy the Bears because the Bears don't have a consistent enough offense in order to keep up with those Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, when they get in the red zone, they finish. They finish drives. So the Green Bay Packers have struggled doing this season. Oh, the Lions ain't, going for it on 4th and 6 and missing it. They going to go for 4th and 6 and they going to make it. The Lions ain't going to have them issues. They ain't going to throw interceptions. They going to throw touchdowns.
So I want to ask you this in your language, Kyle, because we have on the poll, will Jordan Love throw an INT against the San Francisco 49ers on Twitter at KBN ESPN? Early, but telling, 66% of the people say yes, 34% of the people say no. So if it were to be higher or lower, 0.5, where would you put your money?
Higher. Higher or lower, that's the way you play with Underdog Fantasy. I love the way that you put that in there. And I had an okay weekend with Underdog Fantasy, but guess what? Baby girl's dad texted me. He let me know. He said it was
He's cooking.
He is cooking. He went 4 for 4 at Underdog Fantasy, winning him over $150. And the thing is, he won with the Braden Locke interception, higher than a half interception. Ooh. He said, this is tough. It is tough, but guess what? He in the money, and you can be in the money just like him, just like me, by playing the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Like I said, it's so easy. You select different players from multiple teams. You select higher or lower on those player stats, and if your picks hit, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Yes, that was not me stuttering. That was 1,000 times your money with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. So go to UnderdogFantasy.com or Underdog Fantasy Sports app in your app store and sign up using promo code KBN. That's promo code KBN, and Underdog will give you $1,000. Yes, up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly when you sign up on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. That is promo code KBN to get your great sign-up bonus today. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Do you trust Jordan Love to fix this interception issue, and will he throw an INT against the 49ers? Unfortunately, our poll is already skewing closer to higher on the yes portion of the poll at 71%. Needs to fix this for the Packers to be a legitimate threat because they will go as far as he takes them. 800-990-3776 for your thoughts on the ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line, live on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. But we got to give some flowers. Also, what would be not good flowers? Some dirt? Help me, guys. Cheers to pour one out. Help me with the flowers thing.
Flowers need dirt, so dirt isn't bad.
Stroph's just looking at me, letting me drown. Cheers to and pour one out. We give some awards and some bad awards. There we go. Next.
Dirt.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
Women ask you, do you love me? Why do you love me?
Wait, why am I always the one doing that? Tell me why you love me, baby. I need you to make me feel better.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls here for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free free in-home estimate today. Winter is almost here, and it's the perfect time to replace those old, drafty windows. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free, plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? Get a little slice of summer on the links with Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, a top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. With bays at just $35 an hour, Mondays through Thursdays. That summer feel is easily back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Hey guys, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to give you some advice. If you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center has to be your stop for the ring. It's what I did. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. I didn't know what to get, but with help of a Pinterest board, the Jewelry Center and their team of specialists took care of everything from start to finish. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. Find locations and inventory online at shoptjc.com.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make some money? Have you bet on sports before? That probably did not go great. I can help you make money. Go to fatjacksports.com and get dialed in to turn a profit. The picks are emailed to you. They're on your personal portal on the website, and you can pay less than $50 a week for longer packages to make money betting this football season. Fatjacksports.com, the only place you need to go. 100% transparent, and will turn you profit this season at fatjacksports.com.
Seen a lot of blazing colors lately, which can only mean one thing: Orange Friday at Fleet Farm. Be one of the first 500 Friday, November 22nd to get your free Orange Friday hat. Plus, bag a big buck scratch off that could knock half off your entire purchase. And remember to enter for your shot at our Hunt Week giveaway, in-store only. Doors open at 6 a.m. Friday, so set your alarm to get here bright and early and gear up for another monster season at Fleet Farm, your hunting headquarters.
It's on to State for Catholic Memorial.
Mitchell takes it himself. He breaks off a few tackles, and MJ Mitchell is into the end zone to put Catholic Memorial up by 3 scores.
On Friday, the Crusaders take on undefeated Notre Dame for a chance at the Division III title. Crusaders football is presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, R&R Insurance, Home Sealed Exteriors, and D&M Accounting and Consulting Service. Kickoff happens at 10 a.m. Friday, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube page.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Thanksgiving is almost here. What are you bringing to the table? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Pairing the right wine with your Thanksgiving dinner can turn your meal into a celebration. But you don't have to be an expert to find the right wine. That's what our knowledgeable staff is here for. With over 8,000 varieties of wine, Discount Liquor can help you choose between a light, fruity Pinot Grigio, a big, luscious Cabernet, or anything in between, all at the lowest prices in town. Visit us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again!
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com. And from our family to yours, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Discount Liquor.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on.
Will Jordan Love throw an interception against the San Francisco 49ers? 73% say yes. So as the votes come in, the worse it gets for the optimism of him not turning the ball over, as Brad is telling us to feel better about Jordan Love.
Come on, KBN
What do you think? 800-990-3776. Kyle Bruston Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. We go to Keith. 800-990-ESPN.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Jordan Love's a mediocre quarterback.
That's slanders.
He's too up and down. You know, they paid him at the end of last year. He had a great second half of the season, but I don't think that was warranted to pay him that much money for that.
Appreciate the call, Keith.
I really
disagree.
I really wanted to
disagree.
quiz Keith. Keith, who would you rather have? Would you rather have Trevor Lawrence or Jordan Love?
Caleb Williams or Jordan Love?
Caleb Williams or Jordan Love, but if not, I'm talking about money-wise.
The problem is Joe Burrow and Herbert are right there, and they've been playing some pretty dang good football.
Yeah, they've been playing good football late, but going into the season, you wouldn't have taken Herbert over him. Joe Burrow's been, and he's healthy now. And
going into the season, I think we had this conversation. I think
you take Herbert?
Yes,
I know.
He's so talented, and this shows having a good head coach matters. People,
it does. It does. But
this is a show me season for Herbert because he hasn't had a good quarterback, and he's done.
What is it for Love?
I agree, and he has a good head coach, but Love was also hurt most of the season. This is the first game outside of the Brazil
Brad
game.
Nortman, the Jordan Love apologist of the show.
No, not apologist. No,
I'm just speaking facts. That's right. I mean, when you look at Jordan Love, that's right. He does stink. But Jordan Love certainly does not stink. I mean, seriously, we're talking about like 3 throws a game. 3 out of his usually like 30 that he throws. You're talking about 10%. That is an easy adjustment for him. Now,
if it was so easy, it wouldn't be happening, Brad.
Playing quarterback in the NFL is also not that easy. I didn't say
it wasn't tough.
For him,
you're paying him to not give the ball to the other team.
The big issue all season was decision making, right? He was making bad decisions. This was the first game where I don't think he made one bad decision. That's a step forward. And now he made one horribly inaccurate pass, but it was the right decision. So that's a step forward to me. If you can just, I'll take inaccuracy, okay? Just make the right decisions. At least you're giving your guys a chance. That's going to cut out at least half of the interceptions.
I'm taking accuracy. What?
He said, compared to bad decision making.
Yeah,
but like this is a bad curve you're grading on. I'm just telling you.
If you're gonna Jordan Love had mostly bad decision making and some inaccuracy, right? And I could say a lot of that inaccuracy was due to the injury. If you could get rid of one of those two, which one did you get rid of?
Yeah, in Jordan Love's scenario, because obviously the poor decition making is a glaring issue.
I don't want either, Brad.
And he did that. But he did that this game, and that's a good sign going forward. And he had one out of 17 pass that was inaccurate. I'm okay with that.
Came at the worst possible time.
It did, and that is
the Bears scored before the half, and then they scored a field goal, I believe, coming out of half.
It was in the red zone, and the Packers were going to take a lead at that point. They took the ball and scored. It changed the game. It was one pass. I trust Jordan Love. One thing that we know Jordan Love can do, it's improve, take coaching. He's done that his whole career. The first 1 or 2 seasons, he looked horrible. He has developed. He has grown. He will continue to do that. And it's just marginal changes now to get closer back to what he was last year. So I feel good about it. Come on, KBN Nation, have some faith. This is our boy.
Again, am I buying what Brad? Are you buying what Brad's selling today, Strofer?
I want to.
Right? On, like I think you want
to.
Come on, Mr. 0%. You sound down.
Well, I don't think it's 0% on Sunday against the 49ers. It was 0% yesterday. The Bears are always going to Bears, and the Bears.
But Jordan Love?
I cannot predict him not to throw an interception until he proves me he can't do it.
Exactly.
He hasn't proven to me in almost a calendar year he can't do it.
That's very mean, but true.
Would you
been
rather
11 months.
Would you rather Jordan Love temporarily play safe? Just play safe.
No, I want him to play like Jordan Love, which unfortunately sometimes means he's going to throw an interception into triple coverage, or he's going to make it just as it was yesterday. He made the right read. He just threw the ball poorly. Just who he is, and that's okay. He had a nice game otherwise.
Because there were so many times
have you reached acceptance with Jordan Love of who he is? Because I think he still has room to grow. He's year 2 of a starter.
I think I've accepted, and maybe I'll be proven wrong, but I've maybe accepted he won't be Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert or Patrick Mahomes, but he can certainly be Eli Manning or Matthew Stafford.
Eli Manning.
What happened to you?
Eli Manning had 2 good postseasons.
Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, damn it.
Do you know how many touchdown passes that Eli Manning had in interceptions? How dare you?
What is 6 to 18 he averaged?
That is gross. Gross.
Did you make that up? Oh, good noggin knowledge by Strofe there. Brad, it was stressful, and I know what you do when you're stressful during the middle of a game.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, when it comes to being able to watch my teams, whether that be watching my alma maters play basketball Friday night or Saturday night or the green and gold on Sunday, all this fall, I'm accompanying it with my My good friend, it's a Carbless. Carbless is always accompanying me, making me nice and relaxed, enjoying these sports watching moments, because Carbless is everything I'm looking for when it comes to a ready-to-made cocktail. I'm at the age where I'm eating healthy, I'm working out. I don't want, when I be able to enjoy myself, to just detonate all that. Carbless, it's a guilt-free experience. It's gluten-free, carb-free, sugar-free. That means guilt-free. The carbonation is oh so perfect. It's not so much and not so little. It's not going to upset my stomach. And there's a flavor for everybody. I mean, there's an array of flavor at the Nortman Estate. You got the classic cocktails like margarita, strawberry margarita, Moscow Mule. The Moscow Mule, so good during the fall. Speaking about good during the fall, cranberry. Nothing says fall flavors like cranberry. You're on the go this holiday season. You don't have time to think about it. Go to your grocery store. You see Carbless there at the end of the display. Pick up a couple of packs. All of your guests will thank you. They will also discover why less is more with Carbless.
All right, we do have to give some cheers to and pour one out here. I'm really struggling for my cheers to. I can tell you, I know my pour one out. What if you have something? 800-990-3776. If you want to cheers to something you saw over the weekend in any of the sporting events in Wisconsin, or pour one out to something you saw, it's your opportunity coming up next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Kayla Williams sucks.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
Named by me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Rake in a big win this November at Potawatomi. Go head-to-head in the Cash Clash game show for your share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. The Cash Clash game show at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Your win is waiting. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Confidence and strength begin with how you feel. At Quintessa Aesthetic Center, it is not about just looking good. It's about results that last and empower you. With 5 convenient locations in Delafield, Mequon, Brookfield, Middleton, and Sheboygan, their team of world-class plastic surgeons, skilled clinicians, and expert estheticians are here to help you take control. Whether it's advanced skincare, anti-aging treatments, body contouring, or muscle strengthening, Quintessa has everything you need to sharpen your image and boost your confidence. Take the first step towards a stronger, more confident you. Visit myquintessa.com today.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit ZBart.com for more information.
The Green Bay Packers leave Chicago with a 20-19 victory in Week 11, thanks to Carl Brooks blocking a potential game-winning Bears field goal, a game in which the Packers spend most of the time being outplayed. But as head coach Matt LaFleur knows,
I mean, it's one game, so I'm not worried about what's happened in the past. It's one game. It's great to come away with a win when you don't feel like you necessarily played your best.
Jordan Love just 13 of 17 and another interception in the red zone. The Packers welcome 5-5 San Francisco to Green Bay on Sunday for a 3:25 kick.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivateba.com/MVP to book today.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it, I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for free when you mention ESPN and purchase at $2,000 of in-stock jewelry? You'll receive a free pair of 2-carat total weight diamond studs. Robert Hack diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield or in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Spend at least $2,000 on in-stock jewelry, and you get 2-carat diamond studs free, as long as you mention ESPN. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold. Robert Hack Diamonds, RobertHackDiamonds.com, RobertHackDiamonds.com. Visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Beautiful people, top designer.
Greg with an early cheers to and pour one out. Pour one out to the entire Badger football offense. Thank goodness they're done with Longo. And cheers to John Tonji, the next Badger to be an NBA draft pick. It's a little far in the NBA draft pick, but a good game by John Tonji on Friday for the Badgers. Time for us to cheers to and pour one out.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and Pour One Out on Kyle Bruston Nortman.
All right, Brad, kick it off.
All right, cheers to none other than Christian Watson. Christian Watson, it's easy for him to get lost in this array of playmakers, right? One guy seems to take off any given week, everyone else seems to struggle. Christian Watson has maintained a steady hand all season through the Romeo Dobbs stuff, from being a guy that was seen as like maybe a lesser than option than Jaden Reed and all the rest of the guys. He stayed humble. He stayed hungry. He had even had a quote of saying, "I don't care who gets the ball. As long as we win, that's good enough for me." That's a team player. That's a Packer-type mentality. And it was only a matter of time before he started to flash. He's had some big games lately. No bigger than yesterday. 4 catches, 150 yards. Not only that diving catch, which was a catch, by the way, but also Love threw that ball to him, which...
He made an adjustment.
He made an adjustment in the air, and it was just magical. If that connection can heat up Jordan Love, Christian Watson, ooh, boy, oh boy, and this offense will have the ingredients for greatness. Christian Watson, way to go.
Well, I am one to throw dirt on the name of Rich Bisaccia because it was deserving. And when Rich Bisaccia actually does something that when nobody thinks he does, I will throw praise his way. So shout out to Rich Bisaccia and also Carl Brooks, because what they did yesterday, Rich Bisaccia told those fellas before the game during the week, you guys are going to block a field goal. If you don't block a field goal, I don't know what you're doing. He scouted, and it actually worked. He got paid and he earned his money for once. And so I'm going to cheers to him and also Carl Brooks, and cheers to the fact that this is the first time that the Green Bay Packers in 85 years, yes, 1939, almost 85 years ago directly, when the Packers won a football game on a blocked field goal. The last time it happened was in 1939 against the Cleveland Rams, when they blocked the field goal to win the football game 7-6.
I love how you yelled the Cleveland Rams there.
That's
the Cleveland Rams.
The Cleveland Rams.
I didn't even know there was a Cleveland Rams.
Seriously?
Me either. I just learned now. So shout out to the Elias Sports Bureau.
Life was a trip in 1939.
Yeah, there was a lot going on at that time.
Pre-World War II,
Yeah.
or at least the start of it.
For us.
I will cheers to myself. Not for the great weekend that added Madison, but for being the prophet. I had an inkling. I had a feeling, and I went to Twitter X with it, and I said it would be the most Bears thing to miss this kick with the praying hands emoji. And I'm not going to lie. I put that out there, and I watched Cairo Santos, the kicker of the Bears, go out there. And it wasn't Santos. It was the eerie vibe of Soldier Field. Like, they don't know, especially when there's a kicker. Everyone remembers Double Doink, Cody Parkey against the Eagles. Right? Double Doink lives in infamy. And now we have this one to add to the resume. As I felt the energy through the TV, I wasn't in there. But gosh, I wish I would have been there to feel the pins and needles, to feel the nervous energy. And it just led to a perfect moment of the scouting that you mentioned of Rich Bisaccia. And I just said, ha, 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 ha.
What a confident individual to call himself the prophet.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's a strong...
The Sunday prophet.
The Sunday prophet with Ben Bruss on a football game.
I tell you what.
Following Sunday Karma, noon to 1 on ESPN Wisconsin.
I think it was the same end zone or the same field goal post the Double Doink happened on. I agree with you, Ben. I felt kind of nervous, not going to lie. It felt like the stadium was 10 times more nervous than me, though. I mean,
yes.
It felt like everyone was holding their breath
really?
waiting for that kick. That's what it felt like to me.
I can't recall. I was in my own world.
Yeah, you getting your own feels pretty easy.
I don't know what was happening. All I know is I was nervous.
All right, time to pour one out. I'm going to pour one out to Quay Walker. Guys.
That's a good one.
Quay, I want to love him, and I get why Goody drafted him. He's a physical freak, right? Strength and speed. But when it comes to playing the game of football, when it comes to playing linebacker, he's over his skis all the time.
You could probably take the Malik Willis sound bit that Jen Latta brought to us of the source saying Malik Willis struggles with football.
Yeah.
I think we need to put that on number 7.
That's a good play and one good play and pass coverage.
He lacks instinctual play, right? He's just a torpedo. I can't tell me how many times he goes into the tackle, gets nothing but air, completely overcommits. He's always absorbing the hits, never delivering the hits. It's a critical position, him playing middle linebacker. You got to have a guy that cleans up.
Especially in a 4-3.
Especially in a 4-3, especially as the running game reasserts itself as an important thing in the NFL. And Quay Walker, the experiment is over. You can't give this guy a 5th-year option. You got to move on from him. And it was just a big miss by Goody.
He had Roshan Johnson wrapped up at the 3.5-yard line, and that play resulted in a touchdown.
He got absorbed all the way in.
A torpedo, I like that.
Yeah.
He is all over the place.
Rarely hits the mark.
You remember the torpedo you used to put in the water and the little toy in the water you used to play with?
And didn't know where it was going to go?
You didn't know that's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
You said that's what came to my mind. Is a torpedo with Quay Walker. Poor guy. Good one there, Brad.
Poor guy.
Mine is actually going to go to Matt LaFleur in this play calling. Matt LaFleur just did not seem right on Sunday. I didn't like the play calling, whether it was the play call where he handed the ball off in the red zone to Jaden Reed to lose 5 yards, or whether or not it was him with the 2-point conversion play, which was a pathetic play call. Pathetic. Lined up there and just handed it to Josh Jacobs. That was a bad play call. Or the turnover on downs on 4th and 6 and the plays that led up to that. It just seems to me that he just seemed a little bit kind of nervous yesterday. The moment got to him yesterday. And so I'm pouring one out for Matt LaFleur because, again, we talked about Jordan Love and the success of his arm for this team. Also, Matt LaFleur, his decision-making needs to be better when it comes to taking the points. His decision-making needs to be better when it comes to play calling in order for this team to be as great as we want to be.
I don't mind it. I did have a little bit of the same feeling as to the way the game flowed and the way he was calling it, but I gotta pour one out to Goody. Because ultimately, I'm so sick of talking about the amount of capital that he's drafted, and it's been 3 different coordinators in his tenure that have been defensive coordinators. Sure, we're only 10 games into the Jeff Hafley era, but I think what you can know, and in going from a 3-4 to a 4-3, it's the guys. It's the guys up front that aren't getting the job done. Also, Lucas Van Ness, you move Preston Smith, and guys not named Lucas Van Ness are taking time from him. Which, great on that.
Who started on Sunday? It was Enigbare, I think, started.
And right away, I saw him get in the mix. But then you
Vincent
see Cox.
Made a big play. Great read.
He just ran off the edge, but he made the play. Who knows what Lucas Van Ness does, because he doesn't see the field and he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah,
this kid's moved around. He's the 13th pick in the draft.
Yeah.
That's a tough one in year 2 to have someone disappear after you trade an end to give more time to more players, and he's not one of them. Whether it be Van Ness, whether it be Eric Stokes, I mean, the last bucket of core draft picks that should be making a huge impact. You mentioned Quay Walker. Those guys should be the guys helping elevate the team, not be guys we're pouring out to right now.
It seems like all the guys making the plays are guys who weren't the early draft picks. You're talking about a Carl Brooks making a big-time play. We just talked about an undrafted free agent in Cox who made some plays in the backfield. I want to see other guys making plays. Even though Rashawn Gary made 1 sack and all of a sudden he thought he was a menace.
Well, he was that play.
That play? Yeah.
One play.
60 other play.
800-990-3776. We'll go to Jonathan Bruss, my delusional brother who roots for the Bears. You have a message for us.
You go to me now? I thought you'd go to me after the break.
Well, hurry up before I
just so you know, Brad, the field goal that was blocked was actually in the south end zone. The double doink was
great.
In the
Both end zones are just
cursed.
Yeah.
Completely wrong. Ben, you dropped Cody Parkey in the double doink so quick because that happened when you supposedly were still a Bears fan. You might as well ask Molly on ESPN Madison.
I don't care what Molly thinks. And guess what I did the day? Put him down for a second. Guess what I did the day of the Bears playing and Cody Parkey double doinking? I left in the middle of the game to go buy a dog. That's how much I care about the Bears.
Oh, wow. Is it the dog you have now?
Bruce. What a gem.
How old is Bruce?
Bruce is 6. Now, Jonathan, quickly. I said, get to your point, otherwise you're gone.
You were not there that game because I was there and I didn't see you there. Second of all, I actually had text messages. I'm going to confess. I had a text message set up to Kyle.
Oh.
I had a message into Strophy, and I had a text message into Ben. And I couldn't wait to call him today at 2 to rub it in your face. But good luck, guys. If you could barely beat my crappy Bears, you guys are in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, we could be.
We could be. The other way to phrase it is the Packers played bad and they still won.
It's a good way to phrase it.
Right?
You know how salty you have to be to write out a text?
Right?
That's
a Bears fan life.
And then all of a sudden, just have to delete it.
I have my moments.
Stupid. You just look stupid. Your poor children, your poor nieces and nephews. I'm telling you.
That's the father of my nieces and nephews.
Tough life.
How much I care about them because I care about y'all. Oh, I hope they was crying yesterday. I really hope that whole house was in tears, just sitting there quiet.
You just wish tears upon my nieces and nephews.
Meanwhile, their mama was celebrating the Eagles being a better football team.
Hey, you remember that? That's actually funny. If they were smart, they would change to the Eagles right now within that family,
Now's
dynamic.
the time to jump.
And it was a perfect night. No matter what the occasion, you sometimes need a little, after a long weekend. I went with the 2 feet of stuffed crust cheese because I want a little extra something in my pizza.
Too.
Yes, Palermo's Pizza, Screamin' Sicilian is amazing. They have thin and crispy, tavern style, thin crust, as well as the OG Screamins. So make sure you check that out. And check out Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. The food aisle will have all the best brands in the world, Wisconsin-made, creating jobs. And we celebrate Victory Mondays here with them. Brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza, with delicious brands like I've mentioned, Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. We're back in 2 minutes. To see your calls, 800-990-3776. Kyle Bruston-Nortman. We got Jason Wilde coming up and a whole lot more.
Keep the elements out of your home with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
We had howling wind coming through. The rooms were freezing. We were very apprehensive about changing them because we were worried about losing the charm of the home. We went with Pella because we knew that they had an amazing reputation. We knew that they were going to have the windows that would look like they've been there forever, but with all the functionality that a window should have.
Order from Pella today and get no interest and no payments for 12 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30/2024.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Give the gift of game this holiday season and spread the joy with a Milwaukee Bucks gift card. A guaranteed slam dunk for every fan on your list. Recipients can score tickets to Bucks games and other Fiserv Forum events through the Ticketmaster box office. Shop exclusive gear at the Bucks Pro Shop or get their favorite snack at Fiserv Forum's concessions. It's a big win for both you and them. To purchase a gift card, visit bucks.com/giftcards.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston-Nortman every day from 2 to 5, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Strophy running the show. Riley out, Riley Wollersheim, one of the many Jesse Nelson proteges on the board. in ESPN Madison. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. And what a delight.
First name Riley?
Ryan Wollersheim.
Ryan, I'm going to say.
Riley Yauk. Hunter Vaughn.
I'm going to say, that doesn't seem right.
We go to Luis, our great friend from Potawatomi Casino Hotel, who was at the game.
What's up, Luis?
Luis, what do you got for us?
So I was at the game yesterday, and there are some great Bears fans, right? Like your teammate from down in ESPN Chicago, Sharpie, great guy, super nice, super outgoing. But then you have the guy who was sitting next to me, where when the Bears went up 10-7, stands up and points in my face.
Oh no!
Just points in my face, and my wife is like, "What was that about?" And I just tell her, "I'm like, I'm in his head. I haven't even tried, and I'm in his head." That green and gold, like they close their eyes and they just see Rodgers saying, "I own you." Favre, now Jordan Love, and that game ends, and he's mad at the Bears, but then he yells at me, and I killed him with kindness, and I just told him, "Hurt people, hurt people."
Powerful.
What can you say to that?
And to tell you guys, I never thought somebody was going to punch me in the face faster than that guy was yesterday. But you know what? It was one of those where, like, they needed it. They needed it. It would have stunk for us to lose that game, right, as Packer fans? Like, we would have been like, gosh dang it. But they needed that game. And all I can say to you Bears fans this morning is, hey, hurt people, and it's okay. Maybe one day it'll be better.
I'm glad his face is intact.
Well said. Hey, Luis, describe the excitement right before the field goal and describe the despair when everyone realized it was blocked. It must have been just so juicy.
Oh, they were ready to dance. They were ready to just dance on my grave those last couple minutes. When Caleb Williams made that pass to Rome, and then when he made the other one, was it to Keenan Allen?
Mm-hmm.
They were just eyeing me up. I was that gazelle, and they were the lions. They were like, "We're about to drag this guy." But as soon as as soon as that kick was missed, and I got the baby crying in the back. Now look what you did, Ben. Or it was actually your brother probably that did this.
Yes.
But you know what? It's a sad fan base, boys. So I'll leave it at that. I'm going to tend to the baby who's crying in the car. Go Pack, go.
Thank you, Luis. Yes, please sing the lullaby.
Luis is a good one, boy.
Tough one, too. Tough one.
Way to hang strong behind enemy lines right there.
Did you guys see the video of the Packers fan that got thrown down the stairs?
Yeah,
No.
I'm hoping that wasn't real.
Wait.
That was real.
This game or prior?
It was yesterday.
After
No, it was during the game.
Oh, big fella. It was too much inertia and momentum when they tumbled. Had his butt cheeks out and everything.
I was just about to say,
front and back.
There was a full moon at Soldier Field. I hope he's all right.
We had a silver moon the night before. We just had to keep going.
I mean, that's the only battle they won yesterday.
That's something that would never happen at Lambeau.
Oh,
right?
Brad,
Well,
don't do that.
no.
Don't do that.
No, hold on. Okay,
Don't
maybe
do
not
that.
never. Maybe not never.
I don't know.
Packer fans are great, but there are bad fans in every fan base.
That's true. I can't speak for the bad apples, but collectively speaking, the Packer fans have a persona, an image of being like from everyone else around the league as these nice Midwesterners. We want to offer you beer and brats, and that might not go for like the Bears fans that enter Lambeau, but whenever he played at Lambeau or whenever at Packer fans, they're nothing but great.
Yeah.
What this Bradley?
It's true.
No,
It's true.
I'm sure they are great. There's a lot of pent up frustration going on down in Chicago. You know, when you have pent up frustration, you just gotta let it out. And they have no real.
The Bears right now are literally the equivalent of like the older brother realizing that the younger brother who's beat them, who they've beat like 12, 13 straight times, finally, like they're waiting for that moment to finally beat the older brother, and they just can't do it.
Yeah.
Like they can't break through. And so they're really, really starting to get frustrated because they keep telling themselves, this is the year I'm going to be able to beat the person that I've been trying to beat forever. And then, boop, still can't.
How long do you think the streak goes for?
I hope forever.
Well,
it's 11 games right now.
It's going to go 12.
I think the Packers
It's going to go 12.
I think they're going to be.
Yeah, well, I mean, if anything, this was a great way to rejuvenate yourself and realize, all right, it's been fun, 10 straight games. You needed a block kick in a poor performance, but still won. You're now going to go into Lambeau Field last weekend of the year And I don't care. I hope they're playing for something because I don't want them to sit starters because you need to continue to bury this fan base for the goodness of all of our relationships in our lives and anyone we know that is a Bears fan.
It might be more embarrassing if the Packers have nothing to play for and Malik Willis goes out there and outperforms Caleb Williams. It might just put a big smile on my face to send the Bears fans saying, we just got outperformed by Malik Willis. What the heck is going on?
See, but they're so delusional that they would start conversations about
how can we get Malik Willis on our team?
And ruin him too.
Yeah, they'll definitely do that.
I do think this was their opportunity to beat the Packers if they could. I mean, the fact that they fired their OC and had a new one, the Packers defense clearly wasn't ready for their game plan. They're going to be ready at the end of the season. No one was ready for run-pass options with Caleb Williams and for him using his feet. Clearly, they wanted to get him going, get his confidence going, and they didn't show that anything in the previous 9 games. So I think the Packers are going to roll them in Lambeau at the end of the year.
Well,
go to 12 games.
I know someone who has a strong presence in the Green Bay area with her beautiful billboards telling everyone about what they do. And if we're gonna have to get her to the game because she doesn't lose. She only wins for you and your home and your everything to do with windows and doors. And that's Gina Della from Pella.
Yeah, that is Gina Della from Pella. And Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offering you just a juicy deal. Absolutely juicy. During this holiday season, might as well give yourself a gift. Don't worry about everybody else. Give yourself the gift. And this gift that Pella's giving you right here. No interest, no payments for 12 months. That means you get those beautiful windows, those beautiful doors installed, and no money exits your account for 12 months. Now, that's a 12 months that I would certainly enjoy. Make your home comfortable, save on your energy bills, and just upgrade your home across the board with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. This offer ends on November 30th, so you got to act now. Do it before the cold weather gets in there with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And by the way, guys, that video was not yesterday.
Yeah, well, that's good. It's good.
So hopefully the Packers guy was able to get some revenge after his butt cheeks were shown many years ago.
So I have to show you the video on the break.
I do know the video you're talking about because I have seen that before. It's a rough video, real rough for that guy.
Rough watch.
But he has the final laugh because of all these Packer victories.
Does somebody have a solution for the pass rush, or are you just giving up? I know what Brad's doing, and it's not what you think. Next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
I'm going to quote the great Martin Luther King in this.
Wow.
I'm going to bring up MLK. You know what he said? Oh, wow. He said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And you know what matters to me? Booing Craig Counsell and booing the Chicago Cubs.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Starting off with a lot of rain, and that's making for a treacherous ride. We've got an accident on southbound 43 before you get to the ramps to 94 westbound. Left lane is closed right now with that, so we've got plenty of delays stretching all the way back to about Silver Spring. Other than that, we've got some delays along westbound 94 from 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound on 41, very heavy from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. On and off rain tonight will be mild and windy with a low of 52. Tomorrow, morning rain, breezy, mild, a high of 60. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lozigan, 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
And your argument was that the coaches wanted him to return it.
Yeah, I think,
and he very clearly said no.
They wanted him to take it to the house.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Play the results, are we?
That's what coaches do sometimes, yeah.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Winter weather is on the way, and that means salt, snow, and grime on your car. ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here. Now is the time to protect your vehicle with a premium wash at Tsunami Express Car Wash. State-of-the-art technology, powerful free vacuums, and unlimited wash memberships. Keep your car looking spotless all season long. Tsunami Express has 5 convenient locations all across greater Milwaukee, making it easy to give your ride the care it deserves. Sign up for a membership at TsunamiExpress.com and get your first wash free. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find bourbons and Cabernets that you adore. Our helpful guides are so friendly and nice, so many bottles to try at the lowest price. So gather with friends as you sit down to eat, grateful for all who made Thanksgiving complete.
With curbside pickup available and the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're looking for a truly unique luxury SUV, look no further than the new Range Rover Sport at Land Rover Waukesha.
The new Range Rover Sport SUV provides power, performance, sporting luxury, and all the latest technology and connectivity you want, plus the most luxurious ride.
And now is a great time to get an offer like this.
Get 3.9% special APR financing for up to 48 months on a new 2024 Range Rover Sport at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Jordan Love, although only 4 incompletions, 13 of 17, over 250, 1 touchdown, 1 poorly thrown ball for interception, is the reason why this team will or will not go far. I mean, I think we can talk about the defense a little bit later and how the pass rush is non-existent, but as it pertains to this team, Jordan Love will be the reason and why you need to eliminate a lot of those mistakes. But I think right now, the microcosm of the way that the game was played yesterday, there's 3 things that stand out to Brad Nortman, and I've never been more on board in something in my life.
Yeah,
that's a little strong.
I was thinking about.
I want to reserve judgment just in case you say something I disagree with.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's quite the proclamation there, Ben.
And 800-990-ESPN or on YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. I want to hear your thoughts on Brad Nortman's take here.
Yeah, as I was watching the game yesterday, as I was reflecting on the Packers' schedule in general and their season so far, I thought to myself, man, a lot of bad teams stay so close to the Packers, right? The Packers are beating them by 1-score games. Even the good teams they play, they're not able to keep up with. There are certain things in this Green Bay Packers team DNA that doesn't allow them to beat good teams and allows bad teams to keep it close. And it's going to end up preventing them from winning the Super Bowl if they don't address it and if they don't change it. Some of these things are changeable. Other things I do not believe are changeable. There are 3 things that jump out to me. 1, they're 29th in red zone scoring. 29th. So the Packers have no problem moving the ball. Their offense is productive. Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs gets you yards, but in the money area, inside of 20 yards, they're not getting touchdowns. They're settling on field goals or worse, interceptions like Jordan Love had in the game on Sunday. And speaking of interceptions, as we all know, I've staked my claim in that Jordan Love will not throw an interception on Sunday, and he will correct this, but there's no doubt that Jordan Love throwing picks, particularly in inopportune moments, is keeping this team from being able to take big leads and allowing other teams to claw back or get a lead on them. And finally, it's no pass rush. If the Packers find themselves ahead, which they have in many different situations. I think the Jaguars game. I think about even this week at the end of the game.
The Rams without Kupp and Puka.
The Rams game. The Rams had a chance to win. They were driving down
Jacksonville.
The field. Jacksonville. There's so many games where it comes down to the final possession, right? And if the defense is on the field, there's no pass rush. And if there's no pass rush in general, no lead is safe because any team with any capable quarterback can sit back there, comfortably pick you apart, even in must-pass situations. So bad red zone, throwing interceptions, no pass rush. That it makes up the current DNA, or at least it's embedded in the DNA of this Green Bay Packer team. It's allowing bad teams to keep it close. It's preventing the Packers from beating good teams, and it makes every game a toss-up. It's not like the Lions where you go in and they are steamrolling teams and you have wide margins of victory. It's creating a little bit of stress. It's preventing us from being all in on the Packers. Red zone, interceptions, pass rush. That DNA creates a mixture of close games and inability to beat really good teams. And if they don't fix it, they're not going to go very far in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think the Green Bay Packers, absolutely, you made a great point. They need to fix all this. But when I look at which one they need to fix the most, it's red zone, because we've been here before when it comes to the defense. Like, we understand that the Packers over year after year for the last half decade, they haven't had a great defense. We could probably extend more than that with the ability not in order to get rushed that they need to get. And so for me, they got to be better in the red zone. And I really feel like this falls on Matt LaFleur and his creativity and making sure that Jordan Love can execute. You have too good of a running back in Josh Jacobs that not only can get the ball, you carry it and try to get into the end zone, but then on top of that, you can be creative with Josh Jacobs out the backfield. We have way too many weapons in Jaden Reed, great tight ends as well with Tucker Kraft, for us not to be more effective and efficient in the red zone. So when I look at the different areas the Green Bay Packers need to improve on, all three are glaring holes that you have to be better at. We believe interceptions will come down with Jordan Love being more disciplined and being better with the ball, making better decisions. So we think that's going to come down. Pass rush, it ain't coming. I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't hold your breath because you're going to pass out. Because that pass rush is not going to come. He's going to have to continue to scheme up ways to bring pressure, bring 5, bring 6 in order to get to the quarterback, because that pass rush is not going to be better. But red zone, that's something that Matt LaFleur should pride himself on. He should pride himself on being creative enough in the red zone in order to make things happen. We talked about the Lions a lot this year because the Lions, we watch them. Offensive linemen are catching touchdowns for the freaking Lions in the red zone. The Green Bay Packers need to at least have a receiver catch it, a tight end catch it. We got to be more
at minimum,
consistent.
Please.
No, I'm dead serious. Like, the Green Bay Packers, if they want to be successful, this falls on Matt LaFleur. This is not a player execution. This is a Matt LaFleur, because we've seen Matt LaFleur have some dumb play calls in the red zone, just like yesterday, where he basically knew he was going to go for it on 4th down, and the plays that led up to it did not make it seem like you were going to be, you were going to be going for it on 4th down successfully based off the plays that you call. He's just had some bad play calls inside the red zone, and he must be better for this team to be best.
And it falls to him. He's making the play calling. And when I think about the Packers in 2020 and 2021, they were so much more efficient in the red zone. In 2020, they were hitting at like an historic clip, above 80%. Above 80%. I mean, they were ridiculous. And so I don't want to be like, oh, that was just because of Rodgers and Devontae. We all know that Matt LaFleur played a part in Aaron Rodgers' development and getting back to an MVP form after he was not good in 18. I'd say average to above average in 19, as the defense was okay. They found a way to 13 wins. But Rodgers was a part of this with Matt LaFleur as the head coach. Matt LaFleur has had success in being the best team in the red zone. Like they have to find solutions, because I think you're right, Kyle. There are, again, this might be one of those things where we got to take a step back. Are the weapons as good as we think they are? Because as soon as Tucker Kraft's coming into form, disappear. Are there too many weapons? They need that go-to guy. This becomes like that conversation that we go round and round and grow. One week it's great that they're spreading the ball around, and the next week we're like complaining, well, Jaden Reed only had that touchdown and then kind of disappeared. Romeo Doubs had the drop. It was Christian Watson's game. Does some consistency of having a go-to guy in those situations matter? Because to me, it feels like it might when you're 29th in the red zone.
Yeah, to me, in the red zone, I was just thinking, and you said it before I could even say it, Ben. Who's that guy? Who is that guy in the red zone that defenses are afraid of, that it seems like the Packers scheme for, that Jordan Love has a special connection with? I don't think that there's any guy that jumps out to me. Maybe it was Tucker Kraft, but for like a month, Tucker Kraft was that guy, but now he's went away. Maybe it's Jaden Reed, but there's no. There
really hasn't been a guy, Brad.
There
hasn't.
Consistent guy. So I think in the red zone, it's almost like there's no. It's like Matt LaFleur is trying to get too cute in the red zone because it's not simple. There's no clarity in the red zone. Who is our guy that we feel most confident getting to? If he's not open, then that guy. There's almost too many options. And because of that, Matt LaFleur gets cute with his play calling. He's doing that, run to Jaden Reed. Let's go forward. Don't go side to side. Everything is so compressed. You need to be running the ball downfield with Jacobs, or you need Love finding a connection with a guy who's going to be able to be where he needs to be, because accuracy and details matter even more in the red zone. So you better be hammering it forward, not side to side, but forward with Jacobs, or you better be finding a way to get a accurate.
Who should that guy be? Knowing what we know, who should the red zone guy be?
I think it should be Tucker Kraft.
I mean, for me, there's a guy who's 6'4", a great athlete, can run past people. When you have an athletic guy like Christian Watson, you should be able to have some creative things that you can do, whether you're giving him a jump ball or whether or not he's just going to stop on a route and you throw it back shoulder or something like that. Like, he should be the guy that you can depend on.
First guy, when I asked that question, that popped in my head was exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, it should be.
I see it.
But he's a space guy.
But he also made a contested catch between two guys and showed the ability to do that. And I'm like, all right, let's utilize what he's shown.
The average height of corners in the NFL is low.
6'1", maybe?
No,
that's probably tall.
That's high. It's probably under 6 feet, 5'11", 5'10". Like, you should be able to go up and get it, Christian Watson.
Who's the guy that you see, Strofe? You close your eyes and I say, who should be the red zone guy for the Green Bay Packers? Who do you see?
I see exactly who Brad sees. I see Tucker Kraft. 6'5", by the way.
Nice.
Total inch. Inch means a lot.
Could have used him. Could have been 6'8" yesterday, and maybe would have got a hand on that pass.
Yeah, maybe 6'9", 6'10" would have helped. Yeah, that was a bad throw. But all in all, yeah, he was non-existent yesterday. He had 0 catches. But I think he can develop into one of the best tight ends in the NFL.
I'm surprised nobody said Romeo Doubs, because you'd think really good route runner, contested catcher. You're not looking for a lot of space created in the red zone because it's so tight anyway. So it's accurate throws and really good contested catcher. That sounds like Romeo Doubs, but for a couple games maybe it was, but then it's receded. The lack of continuity, the lack of game planning, it's troublesome.
It is very troublesome.
Over to the KBN Sports Desk with Alex Strofe.
Just some real quick cleanup. The average height of an NFL cornerback, 5'11".
Oh, wow.
Which is that is 5 inches shorter than 6'4",
and 6 inches from 6'5", which is Tucker Kraft. So we have some options here. We have some height options here. Who's gonna go get the damn ball? Seriously.
Yeah, and it's another thing. Jaden Reed's disappearance also, is something I don't like.
So strange.
I'm sick of Josh Jacobs. Not like I want to see them go like Brad said a little bit more. Like, stop being cute. Like, power football works.
Run it down their throats.
Power football works.
When you have a guy like that,
exactly.
Utilize them. And they did yesterday, right? Jacobs had a really nice game. Love was only asked to throw the ball 17 times. But all in all, I'm with you guys, right? Like, if we're in the red zone, where we suck. There's no,
it's bad.
There's no ifs, ands, or
a couple teams worse.
We suck in the red zone. Just run it down their damn throats.
It's ultimately like I was playing the cute game in my head, right? I'm like trying to imagine Tucker Kraft and Christian Watson. I'm like, wait, why reimagine something when you have a guy that you're paying a lot to who's strong and shifty, and your offensive line's done a pretty good job working in tandem with him. He's been pretty efficient with his carries. Let's get physical.
And if you line up in a true I formation, not to get too nerdy with you.
Yeah, let's get nerdy.
Formation.
When you're 29th in the red zone, you can get as nerdy as you want.
Chris Brooks is like having a 6th offensive lineman. He's amazing. He's a really good blocker. So put Chris Brooks at the fullback position, hand the freaking ball off to Josh Jacobs.
Let's move bodies.
And go.
Move bodies.
Very rarely does Josh Jacobs lose yards on any given carry. He's usually going to get you that 3 to 6. And we see that all the time. Guys, he only has 4 rushing touchdowns on the year.
Oh, I know.
For all of his production, 4 rushing touchdowns, that's not nearly enough.
Yeah, they're not giving him the ball enough on the goal.
We have the answer to the question, and we overthought it. It's be more physical, and like again, when you're so reliant in the red zone on Jordan Love throwing touchdown passes, guess what you can do? You can play to that. If you build a little bit of downhill with Josh Jacobs in the red zone, you can then be more creative. But until you're proving that is something you're going to do time in and time out, you become so limited on your options. You can't play action. No one's going to fall for it because you throw in the red zone all the time.
I don't know. I'm just mad at. I'm ticked off at Matt LaFleur right now because
ticked off.
Yeah, because we talk about the creativity that he showed when Malik Willis was a quarterback, and again that 2-point conversion play, I could have called that. I mean, I'm dead serious. That was easy. There was no creativity. I'd rather line it
Walker
up like
got just beat.
He did get beat, but I would rather do something cute on a 2-point. That's what 2-point conversions are for. You go into your bag, you get something misdirection, and you dump it off, and you pass somebody. That's when you get cute.
You are kind of ticked off.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it.
I think he needs some wellness.
It added stress.
Yeah, he sure does. And if stress is your issue, Quintessa Aesthetic Center has an answer for you. They've got locations all around southeastern Wisconsin and Madison. So Quintessa is your go-to
place. They got
place.
tranquilizers for Kyle?
I mean,
whoa now.
That kind of great tranquilizers, they can work with Kyle. That's because, like Kyle, they're going to give you a personalized plan. If you come in there with stress because of their green and gold, they are going to give you exactly what you need because it's personalized. They're going to meet you where you're at. And I'll tell you what, that could include anything from, if you have too many on the weekend, you got a little IV drip therapy. If you want that extra push for medical weight loss, you got that. Anti-aging hormone therapy, infrared saunas, even help with nutrition plans and food trackers, all the things to help me meet my fitness goals. And guess what, guys? Listen up. This is a free one for you. Holiday season's rolling right around the corner. What are you going to get that significant other? What are you going to get your mom? What are you going to get your sister? Well, I mean, there's so many women in your life. And treat yourself for darn speaking. That's a weird way to say that.
For darn sake?
For darn sake, you better look at Quintessa for the ultimate holiday gift. They're going to open that up, and they're going to give you the biggest hug and the biggest smile because Quintessa has something for everybody. Visit myquintessa.com/wellness to be able to take charge of your health and be able to give that special someone a great gift this holiday season.
Phil Longo is no longer the offensive coordinator for the Wisconsin Badgers. We react to that and then get to Jason Wilde and hear from you at 800-990-3776. Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Pull my baby out the goal. Y'all get him out. Ain't no way in the world my baby gonna get hit that many times with a puck.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We continue with some backup southbound on 43 coming down from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette. There is an accident blocking the left lane as you're making your way into the Marquette, so give yourself that extra time. Stays kind of heavy all the way through the Marquette anyways, all the way over the high-rise bridge. Westbound 94 backups from 27th Street to Hawley Road. Southbound 41 is slowing down from just south of Main Street all the way down to Burleigh. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, rain is off and on. Mild, windy with a low of 52. Tomorrow, morning rain, breezy, mild with a high of 60. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
We vowed we don't get worried about the Chiefs in the regular season, but are we worried at all about the Chiefs?
I'm not, because I went through all of these emotions and these thoughts last year when I was looking at a Kansas City Chiefs team that I thought was vulnerable, that I did not think had the pieces, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, to win a Super Bowl. They were worse at this time last year than they are right now. They just suffered their first loss of the season, obviously. And everything I felt about them last year could be applied to this season. And yet last year they went on, they found that extra jet in the playoffs, and they went on and won the Super Bowl. So no, unfortunately, I can throw all the analysis that I would potentially have about this team out the window because they find a way to get it done in the playoffs.
No, they do find a way to get it done. I am concerned that they don't have the explosive element in the passing game. The vertical passing game has been non-existent. So in order for them to be able to have a chance at three-peating, they're going to have to unlock that vertical element in the passing game.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators.
Like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the Deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there.
It was a fun weekend in Madison. Ben Brust here.
Maybe I'm the problem.
Maybe I am the problem.
Cool.
The Badgers got it done in basketball on Friday, did not on Saturday. Controlled the game. Defense played well. But finding points at Camp Randall has been an issue under Phil Longo, in which, in the middle of the season, Luke Fickell has taken some action. And if you missed it, Phil Longo has been relieved of his duties and is no longer with the program, as he is not the offensive coordinator. So midseason is interesting, makes a statement. And when asked about who's going to be calling the plays in his presser with the media after talking about how he let go of Phil Longo for the betterment of the team, he feels like to move going in a different direction. Luke Fickell, per Jesse Temple here on Twitter X, on who calls plays. This is from Luke Fickell. Why does it matter? ? The offense will be run, and those guys will do a lot of things collaboratively. I don't think it really is important as to who's calling it. I guess if it gives you the ability to point a finger at somebody, if that's the case. Maybe I'm the problem?
Maybe I'm the problem.
What does it even mean? Like, okay, just fired my offensive coordinator. It doesn't matter who's calling the plays, but I needed to fire my offensive coordinator who was calling the plays.
Yeah, it might be the most important job of the offensive coordinator is calling the plays. So what is it now? You got the O-line coach, you got the running back coach, the quarterbacks coach, and then in real time, we all gather together. What do you think? Should we run the draw? No, we got to go long. Quickly, the call's got to go in. We're going to go with the draw. It makes no sense. It's such a strange answer. It's an answer of a guy that's frustrated. It sounds like he's frustrated. It sounds like he's impatient. Our patience last week had fully been exhausted. This weekend didn't help. Luke Fickell sounds impatient. He sounds frustrated. For a guy that doesn't lose his cool. Now, I don't know what the tone
I don't know
of
the
that answer
tone
was,
either.
but it's a strange response for a critical day. You just fired your OC. That's a very reasonable question. Who's going to call
buying
plays?
him more time?
Maybe he doesn't know. He either doesn't know or he's angry. And I think it's probably more angry than doesn't know. But maybe it's both, which is concerning because you got to get a win. You still haven't gotten to a bowl, at least bowl eligibility. It's a mess, man. It's a mess in Madison right now. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, it is hard to watch, and that's why when I watch it, I don't get my hopes up like that anymore.
But what if this buys him 2 more years?
It's going to, Like, Luke Fickell has now guaranteed he will be around for at least the 4th season of his tenure. Not next year, but the year
Explain.
after.
How is somebody who came somewhere and promised a certain result, and literally we are getting the exact same product but less competitive of a product? So actually we're getting a worse product than what we were getting a couple of years ago. Explain to me Yeah, funny. Explain to me how.
I saw Tarek Saleh, one of the laughing guys there.
that was him? Yeah, okay. What I don't understand is, how do you fail at hiring an offensive coordinator, and that buys you more time?
Well, here's what's going to happen, right? So they're not going to have a current guy be their OC. They're going to go out and hire somebody, and it's going to be whoever they hire, right? It's a huge decision. It's going to completely define Luke Fickell's time as a head coach, right? But you can't expect it to be completely cemented and all the things ironed out year one.
Yes,
it's going to take year two.
No, he had his chance.
Kyle,
don't coach Kyle me. We just had Phil Longo. He had his chance. Phil Longo. That ain't my fault. He wasted his first 2 years.
But you've recruited for the air raid. So if you're not going to do air raid, you're going to need time to put other guys in there to run the new offense. You can't do that year one.
You got 13 months. He has 13 months. Not even. He got about 12. He got 380 days. 385 days to figure that out, because you don't get another try. If you mess up once, you don't get another try.
How long does it take for you to evaluate?
Yeah, it don't matter. He better figure it out. He better evaluate the talent on his roster and then find somebody that can say, yeah, I can take the talent on his roster.
What if the guys aren't there to run the offense?
Then you don't hire that guy to run the offense. Or you better figure it out, because you don't get an extra year because you fire somebody. How you going to go to your boss and say, yeah, wait a minute. Now, I know I fired that guy. They suck. But guess what? I got this next guy. I got this. I just need 2 more years. That's a hustler. That's what we call, where I'm from, a scammer. You are saying Luke Fickell's going to scam us?
I'm telling you, this is what he's going to say. He's going to say, I tried to swing for the championship fences. That's what I was trying to do. We wanted to bring Wisconsin into the new college football. Nothing says new college football like air raid offense. I did my best. I swung for the fences. That's why you hired me, Mac. But now, okay, it didn't work. We went a little too far. Let's reel it back in, but I need some time, Mac. I need to bring my guys in. They got to learn the offense.
I'm paying you $50 million. I forget what his contract is, but his biggest contract I've seen.
$50 million, I think. I think it's $50 million.
I'm telling you, Mac will not fire him after the 1 year with this new offensive coordinator. He's going to let it cook for 2 years.
No,
I'm telling
1
you.
year. If they go 5-7, 6-6, or 7-6 next year, if we have to go through abysmal quarterback play again next year, I don't want people to be fired.
What's your worst record they can be?
Next year?
Yeah.
If they go 7-5 next year and the quarterback play looks as miserable, the offense is inconsistent, they don't show enough grit and fight, they lose to ranked teams over and over and over, he gone.
That's the KBN Sports Desk.
More cleanup. Luke Fickell's salary this year, $7.725 million, so just under $8 million. And when it comes to the record for next year, here are Wisconsin's opponents.
Tell us the opponents, because this is eye-popping. They won't make a bowl game.
All right, home games next year. Miami of Ohio.
Oh, that's a dub.
Win.
Middle Tennessee.
Oh, that's a dub.
Those are your two non-conference.
Right.
Those are your
2-0. 2-0.
Those are your two non-conference home games. You have one non-conference road game that is at a stadium by the name of Bryant-Denny Stadium. You may have heard of it.
I can beat them.
It's in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They play the Crimson Tide.
They pay for a quarterback.
So Alabama, your non-conference road game. Your conference home games in no order. Illinois.
Oh, you can win.
Iowa.
Oh, you can win.
Maryland.
Oh, yeah.
Ohio State.
Okay.
And Washington.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, Wisconsin. I got 5 wins already.
You think Iowa just beat them 43-10?
I've got 5. I've got 5 wins already. Let's see how many he's got at the end of the road conference games. You go to Indiana.
That's one-hit wonder, maybe.
At Michigan.
They're done.
At Minnesota.
Oh, come on now. We can't. We're gonna sink that boat.
And at Oregon.
Shoot. He better win 8 games next year.
He's not winning 8 games.
He better win 8 games.
That schedule's harder than this year.
No, where's the progress
this year?
Then where's the progress, Brad? I'm dead serious. You can't go.
This isn't a very good team.
Dating back to freaking 2020 when I think they went like 3-2 during the COVID year, whatever it was. This team has been 500. We didn't hire him to be 500. We hired him to launch. They had the whole launch last year, and nothing launched. They had failure to launch. Don't you tell me he's going to get 2 more years because he fired somebody he hired. That ain't how it should work.
New offensive coordinator. I don't see a great influx of talent to rescue this team. That means next year, they'll be lucky to go 6-6.
Listen, I know one thing. They better get out there on the recruit. They better go fundraise. Forget recruiting. They better go pay for the best quarterback they can get. Better raise $2 million to get you a stub. Big Cat, what's his name? Big Cat got the coffee.
Kyle Wallace gonna fund a little bit there.
Kyle Wallace ain't no alumni. Kyle Wallace ain't got money. Y'all better holler at Big Cat. Big Cat, hey, Big Cat, we need a quarterback. Do what you got to do now.
Hey, I tell you what, if he brings in a quarterback and they win, he deserves a lot of credit, but that's a big if right now. 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin Talking text line. Jason Wilde scheduled to appear, but I got to tell you, if you want to buy a quarterback, maybe responsibly try and win like a parlay or something. I don't know. I mean, we need to fund the collective somehow.
Yeah, we got to do something because I'm sick of it.
Because that $7.5 million to Luke ain't going to no quarterback.
For real, though. He should. I bet you Kirk Cignetti, what's his name?
Just real quick, he's actually making $225,000 more than what you just said.
$7.7 million.
Could have used that on the quarterback.
Potawatomi Sportsbook. We heard our great friend Luis from Potawatomi Casino Hotel join us to tell us what it was like to almost get punched by a Bears fan. But the good news was that didn't happen, and the Packers won. And we get to go over to Potawatomi and enjoy great food from The Kitchen, a fantastic restaurant. It's called The Kitchen. Don't be confused. Just be like, I got to go to The Kitchen because The Kitchen's delicious. Full bar, VIP deck, a broadcast booth, and the 2,000-square-foot video wall, people. It's the best thing for sports viewing possible. In a major move, you can use your reward cards at most self-service kiosks. That is a winning play. Bet above the rest. Build your bets at paysbig.com/sportsbook. Jason Wilde scheduled to appear next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
800-990-3776. Say that again. What a radio pro.
He's so...
Say that again. Nobody said a word. Ben Brust, say that. Can we make a rule for Kyle Bruston Nortman?
You're a good producer.
Is it no Evan?
No Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and no Greg Scalzo, my former co-host.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. On this show, it's always football season.
And your argument was that the coaches wanted him to return it.
Yeah, I think,
and he very clearly said no.
They wanted him to take it to the house.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Play the results, are we?
That's what coaches do sometimes, yeah.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Come to Kessler's and be greeted by an owner of the store.
We're America's largest employee-owned jewelry company.
Okay, but as a customer, what does that mean to me?
For one thing, it means you get to see every possible diamond choice.
Kessler's has diamonds from diamond mines and created diamonds from plasma chambers.
You can choose from 1,400 loose diamonds.
And every style of engagement ring ever designed.
Okay, I'm convinced.
And no other store can show you a Kessler 81.
With 81 facets instead of just 57, it wins the sparkle contest every time.
I'm convinced.
And no other store has the Kessler Princess Cut.
Or the exclusive Kessler's Emerald Cut or Kessler's Square Radiant Diamond.
I give up.
And when you want to tell her that you love her twice as much today as the day you married her.
Kessler's has big anniversary diamonds that can be twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Kessler's is unique in all the world.
So what do you say to all that, Sarah?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Brighten up your home, workplace, or event with flowers and trust Welke's Milwaukee Florist to be your local florist. Welke's is family-owned and has delivered beauty for customers and businesses for well over 100 years. Join Welke's Flower subscription so your home is always fresh, or discover the benefits of creating a corporate account and leave the work to them. Welke's Milwaukee Florist has locations in Elm Grove and at 56th and North in Milwaukee. Go to Welke's.com, that's WELKES.com for more info and to place an order.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit ZBart.com for more information.
The Green Bay Packers leave Chicago with a 20-19 victory in Week 11, thanks to Carl Brooks blocking a potential game-winning Bears field goal, a game in which the Packers spend most of the time being outplayed. But as head coach Matt LaFleur knows,
I mean, it's one game, so I'm not worried about what's happened in the past. It's one game. It's great to come away with a win when you don't feel like you necessarily played your best.
Jordan Love just 13 of 17 and another interception in the red zone. The Packers welcome 5-5 San Francisco to Green Bay on Sunday for a 3:25 kick.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I'm not leaving. The Wolf of Wall Street was on the other day when I was flipping through channel. Great family film.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I'm a naturally inquisitive person.
Holding everybody accountable.
If you feel better about that, I'm happy to do so.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Excited to have Jason Wilde here with us. Got the whole crew together. Strophy running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. Jason, how are you? Going once, Strophy. I think we have you now. Jason?
Hi.
Yeah, there you are.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Shouldn't have gave Strofe a shout out there.
I got done talking to Strofe for like 3 minutes, and then suddenly you can't hear me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear now. Very happy to have you. I just don't think Strofe had you up on the board. It's okay. He was having a good chat with you, forgot his duties, but we love him.
I didn't mean to.
No, I threw him under the bus like he's Jesse Nelson.
I wasn't talking to Jason. We got 2 calls from fans that wanted to go at Kyle. I told them to call back and forth.
Oh, I like that. Any reason why? Maybe Jason could help.
It was in regards to his Luke Fickell comments.
Let's get to the Green Bay Packers here. Not that you don't want to talk Badgers, Jason, but I have some questions for you. Knowing that you talked to Matt LaFleur, and I haven't had a chance to roll through where I get my news cycle, have you guys addressed with him the red zone issues? Has he provided any reason to be optimistic that they go from 29th to better at some point here?
Well, what does it matter if they improve in the red zone or not? It's like, what does it matter who's calling the plays?
I saw what you did there.
See, you take issue with Mr. Fickell as well, Jason.
I don't love that answer. We were talking about it. I had not heard it, and we were waiting for LaFleur, and everybody was talking about it. So, I don't recommend that approach. Let me just leave it at that. Look, we talked about a lot of things with LaFleur. I think it was about 20 minutes today. And while we talked about the 4th down decision to go for it in the red zone, we didn't really dissect why they've been so bad in the red zone. We probably could have and should have. But I feel like we've been over that ground, and it's the same stuff. And he did talk about it in a roundabout way, but if you think about it, it's the stuff we talked about with him last week, because it was an obvious storyline, right? I mean, Packers were 29th offensively coming in, and they were facing a team that was number 1 in the league in red zone defense. And 3 out of 5. I know that's not the Meatloaf song, but that ain't bad considering it's better than what they had been previously. But that said, it's all the same stuff. It's an illegal man downfield penalty. I think it was on Elton. It's negative plays. They miss a block and Jaden Reed gets stopped for a loss, right, on that handoff to the right. Like they just, they shoot themselves in the foot constantly in the red zone, and that's not great. And then on top of it, look, you got to give credit to the Bears. Like I thought, LaFleur was talking about how they played cover 2, which you don't play a whole lot in the red zone, but when you do, it really limits where you could go with the football. So, they went against a good red zone defense. They made the same mistakes they have had a tendency to make all season long, and they had to eke out a 1-point victory when, Carl Brooks' middle finger was just long enough to get a piece of that field goal attempt. So, Look, I don't think that they. I know that there are Packers fans that feel like they lost even though they won, and I don't think you need to feel that way. But as Matt LaFleur said, it's not like they're all jumping for joy inside the building because they won. They're glad they won, but they know they did not play well.
Jason, what unit did you have more faith in at the end of the game before the drive started? Was it the offense when they were down 5 to get the job done, or the defense when they were up 1 to get the job done?
Yeah, based on the way the defense had played, I had more faith in the offense. Like, I did not expect them. I mean, look, if Kingsley Enagbare holds on, they sacked Caleb Williams on 3 straight plays, right? And then it's 4th and a mile and a half, right? And so, they had a chance for the defense to really make a statement, and instead it comes down to Carl Brooks' middle finger. So, I did feel confidence in the offense that they were. The question I had, and this was in real time, was, all right, if they go down and score and take the lead, and they go for 2, which I figured they would, right? That made sense. If they get it, do the Bears drive and get a game-tying field goal and force overtime? And if they don't get the 2-point conversion, do the Bears go and win the game on them? And that's exactly how it played out. So, I am still very much a believer in Jeff Hafley. But yesterday, those guys did not play great. And they couldn't get off the field. The Bears were 9 of 16 on 3rd down. And then of the 7 third down stops the Packers had, 3 of those were then converted on 4th down. So you're talking basically 12 of 16. Ultimately, they were able to stay on the field. That is not a very good percentage.
I'd like my shooting percentage to be that high.
Jason, are you encouraged by the performance of Jordan Love yesterday? Did you think he took a step in the right direction to be the guy that we believe he will be?
Yeah, I think you should be, as a Packers fan, Kyle, I think you should be extremely encouraged. In fact, we were talking about that with LaFleur a few minutes ago, too. And to me, one of the questions I had going into the game coming off the bye was, is he going to look healthier, and is he going to play healthier? And what I mean by that is, it's one thing to look like you're, able to run and throw and step into your throws. That's important. But the thing that I had kept going back to, and I know you guys, I did this with you guys too, was that he hadn't practiced enough, right? And I kind of called him a liar in his locker on Wednesday in good fun. But the fact of the matter is, as he admitted, he had forgotten how little he'd practiced. Practice matters. And I thought he looked much more like a guy who practiced all week and took every single number 1 rep and did some of the things that he has not been doing, right? I mean, let's be honest. He took checkdowns, which he didn't do a lot when he was struggling, right? He extended some plays. I mean, that run where he got walloped at the pylon, you didn't see him doing that after he got hurt in Brazil. So those were all good signs. But to me, did he have one? He had one minus decision for sure, right? And he got bailed out by Christian Watson. But he should not have thrown that ball into double coverage. He had Tucker Kraft wide open. He could have thrown it to him. It would have been way less risky. But Christian Watson bailed him out on that. And I don't think there was another throw where I was like, oh, my gosh, that's a bad decision. The interception he threw was a physical mistake. He overshot Tucker Kraft. I asked LaFleur about this, too, because watching the replay, Fox had a really good angle where it looked to me like almost Tucker Kraft thought it was such a high throw that he thought, oh, that must not be for me, and he kind of pulled his hands down a little bit, like maybe somebody's behind me that he's throwing to. Turned out to not be the case, obviously.
Nope.
But that's how inaccurate that one throw was.
Well, Jason, we appreciate the time. Look forward to talking on Thursday. Listen to you all week, and I don't know what I was going to say next, so have a great day.
Awesome. Awesome. Way to finish. Good work. All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Doesn't matter, Remember, it doesn't matter who's talking here on the show. It just, we all collaborate.
Doesn't
Say you
matter.
finish like the Badgers do in football.
Oh, dang.
Oh, that was
Where I
scathing,
did
Kyle.
I got a lift in at the new Badger facility, and it got me motivated. It was like, I got to find my better tomorrow at the Princeton Club, where they have free childcare with the membership, open 24/7. Telling you, with millions of dollars